The King's Mercy, or God's Mercy. In the town of Kannapuram, there once ruled a king named Sundaravaradan. Though he was noble and capable in every way, he lacked faith in God. One night, the king, accompanied by his ministers, roamed the city in disguise. On their way, they encountered two beggars. One of them was pleading, "O Mother, Lord Rama's mercy, Lord Rama's mercy," as he stretched out his hand for alms. The other begged, saying, "O Mother, the King's mercy, the King's mercy." The next day, the king summoned both beggars to his court. He questioned them, "Why is it that one of you begs in the name of Lord Rama, while the other begs in my name?" The first beggar, who invoked the name of Lord Rama, responded, "O King, this entire world is protected solely by the grace of Lord Rama. He is the one who bestows health and wealth upon all. That is why I beg in his name." The second beggar replied, "O Majesty, God does not appear before us, but a king is a visible God. Hence, I beg in your name." The king dismissed both beggars. Turning to his minister, he remarked, "The one who begs in my name seems to be the wiser of the two." The minister responded, "O King, without divine grace, even help rendered by man will not reach the intended." The king replied, "Very well then, let's see who is greater, the king or God." The following day, the king ordered a proclamation to be made across the kingdom. On the upcoming Sri Ramanavami festival, everyone who comes to the royal palace will receive gifts from the king. Thousands of people, upon hearing the news, gathered at the palace and received their gifts. The beggar who used to beg in the king's name also came. The king gifted him a large pumpkin, telling him, "This will bring you great wealth." Some time later, the king went out with his ministers to inspect the city. He saw the same beggar still begging on the streets. The king called him closer and asked, "I had given you a pumpkin as a gift. Why are you still begging?" The beggar replied, "O King, I sold that pumpkin to someone for just 2 silver coins. How long would those 2 coins last? That's why I had to return to begging." The king scolded him and said, "You fool! I had hidden diamonds, rubies, and precious gems inside that pumpkin. If you had cut it open, you would have become a wealthy man." On their way back to the palace, the king and his entourage saw a palanquin. Inside it sat the other beggar, the one who used to invoke the name of Lord Rama. Curious, the king summoned him to his presence. The king asked, "How did you become so wealthy in such a short time?" The man humbly replied, "O King, it is all due to the divine grace of Lord Rama. During my father's death anniversary rituals, I had to offer food to a Brahmin. So, I bought a pumpkin from a beggar. When I cut it open, I was astonished to find it filled with gold coins, diamonds, and pearls. I sold them for a great sum, which made me wealthy." At that moment, realization dawned upon the king. He understood,